So hello and welcome. So today I'm experimenting with different ways of cleaning some of my finds. And before I start and I frighten anybody, do not worry, I am not going to ruin anything historical, I promise you. I've seen lots of horror stories. I've watched myself many suggestions, and when I very first started, and you'll see a few other coins, luckily not of any value, that I found and came home and scrubbed and washed copper and then put in olive oil and all the other funny little ideas that people have. And whereas I had a faint idea what they could have been when they came out, because they were quite toasted, I totally wrecked them. So luckily it wasn't an expensive mistake, but it's something, it was a quick learning curve. So I've been really looking into how we clean items. So today we're going to talk about beach finds, more modern things, and what I do with them. So let's see what we've got. So it's really horrible out there today. The wind is howling, it's raining. I know I'm pretty hardcore at going out. It's too much for me today. So it's now time to experiment. So I've treated myself to a tiny little tumbler, because at the moment I don't find tons of coins on the beach, but the ones I have got, as you can see there in the bottom of the picture, they really are in a bad state. So nothing I do to them is really going to hurt them or affect them in any way. So this is the challenge for the new little rock tumbler. Is it going to cope with it? Will it make any difference at all? So I've got a little mixture here, and there is some white vinegar. I use it for cleaning, so I had that in already, and it's got a tablespoon of salt in there as well. So I'm going with some of the people I've watched, the detectorists that do this, and decided to skip rather than going down the aquarium gravel and the special potions and things. I've also got a mixture of the ball bearings as well. I saw Paul C on his doing some of the really old coins with that as well. So I just think, let's have a go. I've got a little rubber tumbler there, which is just perfect for the amount of coins I've got. And I'm hoping it's not going to be too loud and too noisy, so I am in my workshop, and we'll see how it goes. So this is how it looks. This is literally what I'm going to be putting on. So I'm going to put the lid back on, get that sealed up nice and tight, and then I'll get it on the tumbler, and then I'll just do a little bit to see how loud it really is. So the numbers across the bottom are actually meant to be for days, but I'm literally going to do this for an hour and have a look, and then I'll probably check it as it goes along and see what happens, so I get a really good idea. Just out of interest, this is the actual rock tumbler, the little one I've got. Just a fun thing really. I love the fact it's for 8+, and it's taken me all my time to work out where to plug things in and how to get it together, so good luck to the 8-year-olds, or maybe it's just me. Anyway, let's turn it on. That's quite a lot less noisy than I expected, so we'll see how it goes. So this is what it looks like. It's actually after an hour. I took a phone call and forgot about my 40 minutes, but yeah. So a lovely brown gunge, but I can see some shiny bits in there. Luckily it comes with a little sieve, so I'm going to take it through to the kitchen sink now and give that a rinse off and see what we've got. So this is what we've got now. Rinse in a minute. That one's blown, as you can see. That one has obviously been one of my, what we used to call my dad's screwdrivers. A little bit still on there, but that'll probably just pick straight off now. So I'm actually quite pleased with that, because just for that little time, that I think, that one probably isn't good enough. But if I do get coins in the future, I would be quite happy to put those in the charity, because I know the banks will accept them. So yeah, that was quite a fun little experiment, and now I'm going to try some of my older ones that I absolutely wrecked when I first got. Now this time, as we've got really carried away now, we've had the result with the two pences, I thought these are the ones that I got out the ground and are really, really toasted. So I'm not worried if they absolutely just disappear into nothingness. But it would be really interesting to see if it brings out a little bit of detail on them, so I at least could know what they were. So I'm not going to leave these for as long. I'm just going to pop them in and I'm going to give them 10 minutes, just see what happens. So this is after 10 minutes. So I was really pleased with this because now I know that's a George V penny from 1916. And the reason I'm pleased about this, because where I found them, it then gives me an idea of the history about that field particularly. So I find that really, really useful. And here's a picture now just coming up of what it would look like if it was in good condition. So I've not ruined anything because there's no great value to it, but it's still interesting. So the second one, still toasted, utterly toasted, completely toasted, but I've now got a nice shiny copper looking disc. But the last one really fascinated me because from this side I still couldn't really tell, but then the harp on the back enabled me to do a bit more research on this one, and under the eyeglass I could actually see a date. So this is what it would have been, which is a George III Irish farthing. So again, really pleased because those two were found quite near to each other. This one's 1806 and the other one was 1916. So just giving me a really good picture of the land that I'm going over. So that's my experience with the rock tumbler. And what would I use it for going forward in the future? Definitely only modern coins. Things, my beach finds, if you like, that are really beyond worrying about. And if it makes some money better, great. And if it doesn't, and because I'm one of those people that picks up pretty stones on the beach, I'll probably use it for that as well. So that was a really, I've enjoyed it. It was a good experiment for me. Another thing that I've used over the years is an ultrasound cleaner. See the size of it. For jewellery basically. I use it for cleaning my own jewellery, earrings, rings, things like that, because it just removes the soil out. All you do, there's a little basket inside, you fill it up to the fill line in there with water, bit of fairy liquid, pop your basket back in, stick your items in that. It has a cycle, it's very quick, I think it's probably a minute or two. You take everything out and they are just beautifully clean. You've not had to do anything, and it's great for glasses. If you have a problem with smears on sunglasses or ordinary glasses, you pop them in there, they just come out and they're clean. So it's great. Again, what would I use it for? Modern items, I think only. Jewellery items, again, beach finds, things like that. Anything that's got mud in, it's brilliant for fetching that out. But again, if you've got anything with any age, it will strip the patina off it. So I think what all the things that I've used today, again, modern items only. And then next week I'm going to talk about electrolysis and how to clean things that are historically important. And again, it's all a learning curve for me. So thank you for being here. Love hearing about your tips and advice as to how you do things. So yeah, great. See you next week. Thank you.